Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome to the never-ending battle between me, the control center, and the fan speed. When I booted the game up, it was on quiet. When I hit the record button, it was on quiet. When I minimized OBS, it went up to gaming. And here we are. So anyways, I'd like to take a moment to count my blessings, honestly. Occasionally, the YouTube algorithm will put something in your feed, and sometimes, well, I mean, it does it every day, but sometimes that thing is good, right? Like, sometimes the internet algorithm can give you something that you want to watch. Right? Like, for instance, it's been treating me recently with old Simpsons clips that are, like, really funny. Like, they've got, like, a bunch of funny jokes crammed into, like, a 2 to 3 minute period. I watched, Homer, sells his soul for a donut, and I just absolutely love how when the Simpsons family walks into the kitchen and sees Satan, who is Ned Flanders, everybody acts surprised, but then there's just Bart, and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then Satan's like, "Hey, Bart." It's so good. Like, there's just so many, like, little things that it's just non-stop, just, like, great. Like, they're not all, like, you know, what would you say, gut busters, but some of them are, like, but they're all funny, and they're all entertaining. And so you get like again, they're not all gut busters. Like, you're not rolling on the floor laughing every time, but there's just so many jokes, and they're all not bad. You know, like, they're all they're all good, right? They're all funny. And it's just like, man, I have the entire, like, well, not the entire Simpsons box set, but I have, like, seasons 1 to 16 on DVD. And I even have the ones that are, like, shaped in the heads of the characters, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, you have the DVD case that's shaped like Homer Simpson's head, and then, like, Marge Simpson's head, and then, like, I think there's one that's Comic Book Guy, I can't remember. But I have, like, seasons 1 through 16 on DVD. I need to rewatch them because they're just, like, the early seasons are just so funny. Right, and they're just very entertaining in general, and they're really clever too, right? Like, another thing I was watching was, like, old Futurama episodes that were, like, you know, really emotional and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I remember Jurassic Park, I cried at that, and it's like, damn, you know, it's, like, old Simpsons and Futurama was really good, and I hate to be that guy who's like, oh, the old Simpsons is much better than the new Simpsons. But, I mean, it just kind of hits different, you know? Like, nothing against the new writers, but I think one of the last episodes, so here's the thing, real quick. Charisma, knowledge, right side, strength. And then second enemy, because we do need to get this game going, you know? But, you know, nothing against the people who work on The Simpsons nowadays. Like, I mean, I still think it's just weird, right? Like, I guess it's just what I grew up with, right? Like, I grew up with the old Simpsons and that sort of, like, style and that sort of humor. And then, you know, you go into, what do they call it? Jerk-ass Homer? Is that what they call it? And then it's like, that's fun, but it's, like, slightly worse. And then you go into the later seasons, and I actually thought, I'm gonna get hate comments for this. This is probably the most controversial thing that I'll ever say. What's the episode called? The Principal and the Pauper? The one where it's like, I'm not the real... We saw Moriko already, right? The one where it's like, I'm not the real Seymour Skinner. I thought that episode was great. I really liked that episode. So, you can hate me. That's my contrarian viewpoint of the day. But, like, you know, some of the newer episodes, like, I think the last time I watched The Simpsons, like, on TV, like, a new episode, there was this weird episode. I don't think it was a Treehouse of Horror. They were like flying through space, and there was like, okay. What we'll do, I don't like doing this. We'll sell the bandage because I'd rather have the whatchamacallit. The ye old, empty bottle. And I gotta check, dude. I'm sorry, I gotta check. We are on quiet, but it doesn't feel like it. So I'm just gonna toggle it really quickly between quiet and normal. But it doesn't really make a difference, which is a little bit of a bummer. But anyways, that's kind of besides the point. Inzumasu look doesn't matter. Thank you very much. And we'll take a compass for one restock. Yes, we will. But, like, one of the most recent Simpsons episode I watched, I don't think it was a Treehouse of Horror, and they were all in a spaceship and they were flying around. And it was like, I don't know if it was a Star Trek parody or not, but they were flying around in a UFO. And then stuff happened, and then they got back to Springfield and whatever. But I don't know, like, it didn't, right? Like, I don't remember it, man. Like, I don't remember it. And I think that's the thing that it just, you know, I remember, like, the time that, like, Lisa snuck out of the house to hang out with, like, Bleeding Gums Murphy, I believe. And, yeah, like, I remember that. I remember the Michael Jackson episode. I remember the Ned Flanders, like, shoving Homer out the window. And then he's like, "Dear Lord, may you guide Homer to the mattress below." And then Homer just ricochets back into the burning house. And then Ned just does, like, a perfect dive. You know, like, I remember these moments in the old show, and I really, like, well, you know, old show, quote unquote. But I remember these moments, and they stick out in my mind. Right? Like, oh my god, dude, the Patty and Selma MacGyver episode was awesome. Okay, like, that was a great episode. Okay, like, I'm not gonna, like, I'll be real with you, Chief, that's probably 75% chance. We could do better, but we didn't need to. Like, the Patty and Selma MacGyver episode is so good. It was a paycheck to me, and nothing more. Richard Dean Anderson has just pissed off the wrong Richard Dean Anderson fans. Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. I haven't watched that episode in, like, probably, like, 5 years. And yet I remember that quote, like, verbatim. Because that was, like, one of my favorite episodes. But Shiro-san's the second enemy. We got this. We got this, boys. We got this. 27% Doom's kind of sketchy, although I'll be honest with you. But, you know, I just, like, I mean, I do remember the Lady Gaga episode where, like, Lisa goes gaga. Yeah, that one wasn't very good. Like, it was okay. But, you know, like, I guess it's just what I was used to. But anyways, getting back to, like, the important part of the story, right? Because there was a purpose for me to say, like, the YouTube algorithm has been treating me recently to something that I like watching. Is because recently a video popped up. And, like, listen, I'm internet savvy enough to know that if I actually told you what the video is, it's gonna make some people mad because it's a quote, charged topic, unquote. But I was just so confused, right? Because, like, I'm internet savvy enough to know that that if I clicked on the video, it would probably have thousands of dislikes and maybe, like, thousands of likes, right? But I just, the point of the anecdote is not to incite commenter gladiatorial battles. The point of the anecdote is the fact that I don't understand it at all, right? Like, I took a screenshot of it and I called it, "Jesse, what the F are you talking about?" Because it was so many words that I know what they mean, but when you put them together in the way that both the title and the thumbnail did, it just left me with so many questions that I honestly don't want to know the answer to, because it sounds like you'd have some sort of internet brain rot if you knew what it was talking about. The most confusing thing, though, and, like, listen, I'm not trying to pick an internet fight, okay? Like, that's number one. But the most confusing thing is that the video was about a manga, but the thumbnail was of the anime. And so that was a little bit weird. But, yeah, it's not really, like, again, it's not really a big deal. But it's hard. How do I explain it? With just the way that I don't understand, right? Because that's pretty much the only way that I can say it, is that I literally just don't get it. Even though I know the words, and even though, like, I know the buzzwords, as it were. And I know what they mean. But put in the way of the title, I don't really get it. Like, the title was somewhat, like, self-contradictory is a bad word to use, but it was just such a, how do I say it? Like, again, I don't really, I'm struggling here. I'm really struggling here, boys. Let's try that again. Okay, that's at least doable. Billy Mays yells loudly about OxyClean. That's the pivot that I was looking for, but I'm not gonna pivot here. Because I feel like that this is, if I can communicate accurately what I don't understand without giving away what the video is. Because again, I don't want to start a fight, but it was essentially using, I need a better vocabulary. I honestly do. Because I'm trying to think, and I'm not thinking very well. Which, admittedly, my brain has been fried recently with the Mafia proceedings. 95% chances. We got this, brother. We got this. But one of the reasons why I picked Aiko, by the way, is no thoughts, head empty. But, Like, I saw this, like, literally right before I hit the record button, so I didn't really have time to think about what it is that I do here. I had all summer, but I actually didn't. This is reason if you fail, but we'll take the injury, which is tiny cuts, which is literally nothing, by the way. And that I'm being literal. When I say literally nothing, that is indeed accurate to what tiny cuts is. But frostbite, on the other hand, is costing us 2 95% chances to 2 85s, which is pretty nasty. We would like that to get taken care of. But let's see. So we have the strength check, the knowledge check, and the charisma check. So I don't think, like, let me be honest with you, Chief, I don't think we're getting 4 knowledge. And even if we could, I don't want to. So I'd rather just take discipline and strength, really. I feel like that's a good place to be. But here, let me take a second here, and let me look at the image, okay? Let me open the Finder window, the File Explorer, and then just watch the fan setting just skyrocket. Okay, so here's the thing that confuses me about this, all right? There is a definitive statement in the title, and then there is a question. Well, there are 2 definitive statements in the title, right? But they are semi-contradictory. And this is nitpicking, but you know what really grinds my gears? Right, so the first statement, I guess I should say, is that there's like 3 periods in the title, right? For the purposes of me describing it. The first text is a statement, or it's not even a statement, it's just a word that doesn't really mean anything on its own. Unless you look at the thumbnail, in which case that puts it into context. But then the second line is a sort of like a statement on an opinion being a good thing. and then there's a pause, and then the end of the title is a different statement. And so I'm not explaining it very well, and so we're gonna stop here. We're gonna pivot, but I do not know, like, I know the words, but I am still confused, and I think that, like, I've made some pretty confusing titles for videos, right? Like, especially the Shadowverse stuff. If you don't know anything about Shadowverse, some of that stuff's gonna be, like, a little bit weird. Like, what does Relic Goddess asserting dominance mean? Somebody please explain. That's a good video, by the way. Loved making the thumbnail for that one. We can expect God to do all the work. But, it's a big think moment. It really is. And by that, I mean, we're just gonna go mermaids, and we're just gonna hashtag burn it all down. If we were cheeky, we would wait until we get burned to cure the frostbite, but honestly, I would rather not. I'll take the extra doom. If it comes to that, I'll take the extra doom. Help our friend out. We all lift together for sure and for real. We don't usually like doing the side quest. Let's go. We don't usually like doing the side quest on mermaids because it'll give you, because you're guaranteed to get -1/-1 from this mystery. So why would you want to, like, pile that on with, like, because side quests that take you to the seaside give you, like, -2 reason. So why would you just invoke that on yourself? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that to yourself? You don't want to pile on the damage. But 15 EXP is nice, and we are pretty healthy. But I think because our doom is getting up to 50%, we kind of want to cool it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? That's something pretty bad that just happened. Oh dear God. Okay, so anyways, I started throwing. So we're gonna guarantee this, and we can't guarantee that, but we can. It's a 90% chance, brother. We need it. Thank God for that. I will not do anything with the lucky earrings. Like, 3 stamina is not that bad, but what did we get? We got, oh. Man, we got badly bleeding and a broken bone. That's 4 funds down the drain, brother. Because we're currently using strength. That's not that good. That's, I mean, you hate to see it, really. But you gotta get it taken care of, man. When you have the funds for it, you can't just have, like, the broken bone and the discharge summary, which getting both stable condition and well, it was actually 3 funds because I'm an idiot, but getting both discharge summary and stable condition is really nice. We actually got a level up from that as well. Do we need more than 8 strength? Probably not. We'll go ahead and take charisma here so that we can just put a point to leadership later. We're gonna take the -3 stamina from knowledge because it's just not happening at this point, really. Like, I think we can close this game out relatively easily. So are you feeling lucky, punk? He's not. He's not feeling lucky. We've added 12 EXP to the bank. And, do we want to fight here? I think we could. 80% chance to hit. You know what, brother? You know what? Yeah, sure. Can we do this? No, we can't break the game. We might have been able to at one point, but we couldn't now. So the Mad Janitor strikes you, by the way. This is for my friends, an achievement that we already have. Which is, you know, I'm pretty sure we got that a while ago. So the Fire Axe, can we use it? I don't think we can. I don't think it's worth it, dude. It does 1 less damage and has +20 speed and +5 accuracy. That's awful. I think, like, I do think that the Monkey Wrench is almost, like, better in every way than the Fire Axe. Like, the only thing that the Fire Axe has over the Monkey Wrench is the fact that the Fire Axe has +3 damage to the strong attack instead of +2. But is that a big enough advantage to mean anything? No, not really. I'll be real with you. And apparently I've left my laptop on all day because World of Horror is lagging on quiet fan settings, which is not something that you see very often. I think with what we just got there, whatever that mystery is, Wired Preacher, investigation, please excuse me. With Wired Preacher, I think we've won the game. I think the minus 5% Doom for -3 reason, when you have 13 to 14 reason, I think that just I think that just wins you the game, man. I really do. Like, is this dangerous? I think it's dangerous, so we should just take the EXP, right? Oh, it's doomed. Okay, never mind. We definitely kind of dodged a bullet not taking the reason there. I mean, it wouldn't give us a disadvantage per se. It would just, like, not help us, so I'm kind of glad that we did what we did. I mean, power leveling strength on Aiko is fun. We found that out relatively recently. Now, can we take... You know what? Yeah, we can. Okay, so we've got... Okay, we're good. Allegedly. You love to see it. I mean, yeah, I think when we first saw the monkey wrench, we kind of wrote it off. But the longer that I've played this game, the more that I realize just how ridiculously broken strength is, because Brace for Impact is incredibly good. And obviously we're playing, like, you know, like one of the best characters here. So the monkey wrench is going to perform very well, because not only are you one of the best characters, but you're also playing a character who has high strength, which is completely fair, by the way. But it's just that the monkey wrench just outperforms most other weapons. Because, I mean, look at this. Like, we're level... Okay, admittedly, 2 discharge summaries hits kind of different, but that's literally just like a single deduction from no, it's 2 deductions from Koigi, sorry. So that is really powerful and really lucky. I'm calling the police. It didn't work. The response time was too slow, we waited too long. But even with, we don't need it right now because we're max stamina, but even though the downtown was doomed and our penalties were increased to the point where the plus reason that we got didn't do anything, discipline still kicks in, which is really nice. Now, we do... I was gonna say we have a light source check, but we actually don't. We have, whatchamacallit, Takashi. Now, we're gonna do the side quest because we can. Do I dare? I mean, sure. We discarded the fire axe for 15 EXP, which is, I'll take it, honestly. Like, that's really good. We could get a free weapon here, yeah? Yeah, we can get a free weapon here, plus 3 damage. We don't need the Doom right now, because, like, we're literally about to win the game. Now, that's kind of bad, to be honest with you. So, I mean, what we can do is just abuse the game engine. And by that, I mean abuse the video game. And you know what? Actually, just let me, just run, brother. Just run. We don't need to actually abuse it. That's fine. So, you know, we could get 6 knowledge if we wanted to, but, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think we need 6 knowledge, and we're just getting strength for the purposes of we have Takashi and a boss fight, because we're actually gonna fight the, hold on, I know his name. It's not the Seeping Apostle, is it? Oh, it is the Seeping Apostle. I thought his name was different from the depending on what menu you're in. So he does do 4 to all, but that's okay. Because we can literally brace for, like, it's cheap as chips. And then we can just do 4, well, actually that was 5 attacks at 90% hit, which we missed like 3 of them, which is kind of a bummer, but we're not gonna miss these. I can guarantee you that. So we're level 6, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm starting to see a pattern with Aiko. and the monkey wrench. Just a small one, really, not something to be particularly worried about, or even, like... I'm still perplexed about the last game that we did, where we had the whatchamacallit. I can't believe we had 8 charisma as Aiko, but 4 knowledge. Like, I've been thinking about it a lot. The like, there are so many good knowledge weapons, right? Heavy-duty flashlight, cursed scissors, small candle, scalpel, ritual dagger are both usable. But, like, as far as, like, the best knowledge weapons, you know, you got your heavy-duty flashlight, your small candle, and your cursed scissors. Those are really good. Like, the cursed scissors, yeah, they're slow, but 7 damage is very nice. But, you know, I've been thinking about it. When you get this, quote, curse that is -2 knowledge, plus 10% max reason, it's so bad, right? Like, it almost ruins your run if you're using a knowledge weapon, but there's no equivalent like that for any other stat. And so it just means that every other weapon, like, I would say that probably, like, on average, knowledge weapons are the best weapons in the game. Like, if you took every strength, dexterity, perception, and knowledge weapon in the game, I think the best weapons would be the knowledge weapons. But then you get something like this, and it's just like, it actually can, like, ruin your run if you're not playing someone like Aiko, who has the fastest attacks anyways. Which, speaking of incredibly fast attacks, bottle of sludge go burr. So, yeah, I mean, we've won pretty handedly. It doesn't even matter what we click on the next screen. Like, it was Shiro-san, by the way. I want you to know that for second enemy, it was Shiro-san, but it literally does not matter. So, I don't really, like, I mean, I care, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't mean anything. So, let's just do, the first enemy, Tataru, and then smash the mirror. I kind of forgot we were playing on Goizo. It never really came up. We didn't get any Goizo unique events that I remember. We could have. Maybe I just brought... Am I rude to Goizo? Did I just completely... Like, I'll be honest with you. I thought we were on Ath-Yelazath. If you asked me what god I was on, I would say Ath-Yelazath. Which is, like, mad disrespect to Goizo. I actually feel bad. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name is Webweaver. I hope you're all having a good one out there. Hope you're all staying safe. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace out. Bye.